since it was just Easter, I was going to ask you, what's your favorite family tradition?
My favorite family tradition is watching White Christmas every year.
Oh, that's cute.
This is like any tradition?
Sure.
Oh, I mean, well, we have a pretty good competitive like holiday appetizer cook-off that I'm a fan of.
Nice.
Especially because I'm like the second most wins of anyone in the
Oh,
family.
what
Who's
did
got
you
the
cook?
most?
Well, my dad got his 4th win this year.
Oh.
I think he cheated, but
What's your favorite winning one that you made?
I made these ahi tuna tacos using like wonton wrappers. So I like fried the wonton wrappers into little tacos and then made little like handheld
Yes.
sushi grade. I think it cost me like $500 just to buy the ingredients for this thing.
Never mind, I'm out.
But that's because there's like 20 people at the party.
That's really good
You have to make
too,
enough
because
for
I feel
everyone.
like you'd get like a good variety and people would be trying hard.
Everybody's a try hard, but then people started getting into like, you know, like all of a sudden, if you like you and your sibling and your spouse would all vote for like one person's dish just so that they could get their name on the spoon, which if you're me, that like you got to win based on merit. You can't get your name on this spoon because you have more friends there than me.
Well, there should be a set criteria. The judges
judge
should grade
gets a
on
point.
taste,
Here's the
texture,
problem.
presentation, and price.
My dad's the commissioner. The commissioner appoints a judge 10 minutes into the party every year. There's very strict timing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he appoints a judge, and the judge is supposed to be prepared to give their like criteria for judgment all within 10 minutes. So you have to show up ready for what your judging criteria would be in the event that you're chosen by the commissioner.
Yeah.
Most of these people that I go with, they're my family. They're kind of idiots. Their criteria is so
I don't think whispering
dumb.
it made it any better.
Their criteria does not make any sense. Like, again, not merit-based. This is not about taste or, like, how much effort you put in or how many ingredients you used or how any of that. It's, like, who's
Or how
looks
much money
pretty.
you spent.
Yeah, like, if you had a good Pinterest day, like, you could win this. BS. Anyway, I'm on there 3 times, and that's the second most. So, anyway, pretty good tradition.
I like that. It's a good idea. I feel like that's a good idea too, because then you'd just be full from all the appetizers and no one has to make like a meal.
Yeah, yeah.
I love apps. If I could live off
Me
apps, I
too.
would just live off apps.
Yeah.
What about you, Kayla? What's your favorite family tradition besides being tall?
I don't know if that's a family tradition.
It's a
I'm
tradition
taller than
unlike
both my brothers.
tradition unlike any other.
I would say maybe just I don't think my family does anything very consistently. I feel like we change
it's a
everything
lot of pressure.
up.
It is a lot of
We
pressure.
do watch Christmas Vacation every year. That's the only thing I can think
Is
of.
there a
because
certain
he's
day
in
you're
it.
watching it on? Is it just like somewhere in
It's
December?
it has to be right like on Christmas when we're together, but it has to be just like my family because we can't have distractions.
I was gonna say, so like, is
if
anybody
people
allowed
start
to
talking?
Yeah.
We're like, no, like that. My family's not like that normally with movies, but I feel like when we watch Christmas Vacation, it's like, shut up.
So are you allowed to like actually mime the words of the show?
No, because that would be annoying in general.
Thank you. Thank you. It is annoying when people talk
Like,
through movies.
what is the point of rewatching it 5,000 times?
I
though?
am so strict when I show someone a movie. If they like go on their phone, I like pause it and I just like stare at them until they look.
That's
back
how
at
my
the
daughter
screen.
is. That's why we don't watch
Yes.
shows anymore. I'm like, geez, like,
Because she gets mad at you if
yeah,
you go on your
she's
phone.
bent out of shape. We're watching Sophia Nygaard for the 13th time. And she's like, no,
Get
you
off
need,
your phone.
Here, like, I'm just going to go to the bathroom. Like, I'll pause it. Like,
Yeah.
No. You can just keep it going while I step out quickly.
No,
that's
you
not
can't.
how
I'll
it
just
works.
pause it.
Jake and I literally, like, if we are watching a show, we are watching it. And I go to my family's house, and they're all sitting on their phones. And I'm like, you're not taking in any of this. I don't care if it's a sitcom.
The only reason we're watching this is so I can see how you react to the parts that I love.
Yes.
For me, it depends a little bit on the show.
Yeah, if it's like,
But Lara and I do the same thing.
yeah.
It's all if I'm gonna watch something that I don't really want to watch because you want to watch it, you
I'm
better
gonna
get
be
off
grumpy
your
as
phone.
hell, dude.
And that goes both ways. We've both been like, are you gonna stop looking at your phone so we can watch the show and spend some quality time together.
Jesus.
With
we
our,
just don't I literally don't know. First of all, Jake's really bad at multitasking. So if he's on his phone,
You know
men.
he's not watching.
I know
men.
he's
I hate
No.
men.
no, my roommate Courtney was also horrible at multitasking. I would always pause it, and she'd be
The
like, "Oh,
actual
I'm sorry."
problem is that the person that like is getting the validation from your reaction to watching this, because now
Yeah.
my reaction is so like it's gonna be totally different because you're watching me
Watch it.
watch it.
Well, and especially if it's a show
Yeah.
that's important to you, like when Laura had
There's
never.
so much pressure too there.
Laura
like,
had never seen The Sopranos.
So you were watching.
We
her,
were
like,
watching The Sopranos, and I was like, I swear to God, if I see that phone. She did. She
Rip it
didn't
out
do
of
it,
her
and now
hand.
she loves The Sopranos too. But when you're sharing something that is important to you, like a TV show, as trite as that sounds, you want the other person to appreciate what you're showing them.
Especially if something's like super detailed too. Like if you know they're missing an
Yeah.
important detail,
We
you're
ain't.
like,
we're not rewinding.
How are you
this.
ever gonna
Did
know
you hear
what's
that?
happening?
Rewinding
Did you
this.
hear
You
that?
probably don't even know what they said.
You just missed a major plot point.
If I'm watching a show with somebody, and Laura doesn't do this, please don't listen to this, darling. I love you. But when somebody goes, "Wait, what's happening?" No, shut up.
You're the
Get
one
out.
that hasn't
Get
even
out.
been paying
You're the one
attention.
that wasn't paying attention. So go.
You guys, but
Go
sometimes
play
stringing together-
Roblox or go play
Sometimes
Words with
stringing
Friends.
together like 14 seconds of like uninterrupted focus on a show just to get a plot point is hard enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
My
now
family,
I'm being watched
three
while
of
I do
my
it.
family members do have ADHD.
Half the
so
time I'm
that's
watching
why
a show with
most of
no
them are
phone, I still
Get 'em a-
don't know where I am.
Get him a
Most of them-
fidget spinner then.
I'd have a
most of them
mini
are
fidget
not
spinner. It
watching
helps.
the show.
There's a hold on. There's like a
My dad's
fidget.
always watching hockey while he's watching TV.
Okay,
so-
that's the. I did have my phone out last night because the Wild were playing and the Wolves were playing, so I was kind of checking scores during
Yeah.
our Law and Order watching time.
I actually I would prefer that versus scrolling on your phone because I feel like having a hockey game up, you don't need to give your full brain
Like
to it.
also
No.
if you're scrolling on no volume,
Like, what are you actually
what are
getting
you
out of
even
it?
doing? What are you even doing?
You're
You're
scrolling. on
just guessing
the-
what the song is. You're just
Guess
guessing.
it. Like, if people are on TikTok with no sound, I'm like, what are you
Half
watching?
the
You're reading
joke
the
is
captions.
the audio, Drew. Like
Yeah, but do you do that?
I don't have TikTok.
Well, do you do that on other things? Well,
Like
I guess you
YouTube
can on
Shorts
Twitter.
or something.
Yeah.
It depends on what it is.
Instagram?
I usually watch YouTube Shorts a little more intentionally.
Yeah.
Like I don't watch them on my phone. I'll
Yeah.
watch them on my laptop if I'm watching YouTube. But I don't watch it on my phone. I don't have. Yeah, no TikTok.
I like how the family tradition.
Like unless you have a one bud in your ear, like if you're watching a show or hockey
Yeah.
and you've got a bud in and you're scrolling, at least you're giving either of them most of your attention.
That
You
is
can't just be
it is officially one of my biggest pet peeves in the world. Is
the one bud.
The one bud. I was at Walmart for a stupid reason the other day, and every time I go to Walmart, I'm reminded of why I don't shop at this particular
I love
Walmart.
Walmart.
Every employee had the one earbud in.
That's
it the
probably for
Bloomington
good
Walmart?
communication.
No, it was the Roseville
Oh my God,
Walmart.
I think that if I went to hell right now and they catered it to me, it would be the Walmart in Bloomington.
They've got the one. They've got
On
the
Portland?
one AirPod in.
It's
That's
the
where my sister and her husband
worst.
met each other working the overnight shift at that Walmart.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
True
Well,
love
their
story.
their meeting is my personal hell.
Dude, that place, that is a good one, but
It is so. Oh my gosh! It is like the ultimate overstimulation package.
oh God, I just love how everything's crammed in and there's sale signs on everything, like yellow signs. Oh my
I just love how
God.
there are small children just sprinting up
Screaming,
and down the hallways, yelling.
Screaming.
Oh my God, stacks of cheese balls so high that if you accidentally bumped into it, it would be a disaster.
While mom and dad are arguing over buying the $8.99 dining set or the $7.99 dining set.
Oh my God, I'm
They're
in the
both
toy
plastic.
section. I'm in the
Throw
toy
it-
section.
throw
pulling
it
my
in the
crying
cart.
kid out of there. Like, no, we're not getting this.
We're not getting. I watched a grandmother at Target the other day got into it with two of the grandkids because they tried to sneak something into the line, and she was not backing down.
Good for you,
It
Grandma.
was
Grandma did this?
amazing.
That's
Oh yeah,
unlikely.
Said,
You
I'm
must
not
be
buying
goals.
this
25.
set. I'm not
Grandma
buying
Grandma
this set.
goals. I haven't been to a Target in 4 years.
Really?
4
I
years.
hate Target.
It honestly
Oh,
kind
I
of
like
sucks
Target.
now.
Well, I don't.
Trauma.
I don't like. I'm too cheap. Like
For Target?
That's the
anything
thing. There's nothing
beyond
valuable
Aldi,
that you can't get at Walmart or Walgreens.
See-
beyond Aldi, I don't go anywhere.
And Target used to have a step up on Walmart and used to have a step up on like Cub Foods because Target felt just slightly more
Like cleaner?
curated, cleaner, a little. None of the employees at Target at least a few years ago, were wearing that one AirPod. And
Now
not
they're there.
paying
Now they're
attention.
their one AirPod. They
And
like
now
that.
there's no discernible difference between Target and Walmart. So
I
why am I paying
No,
Target
except for
price?
at
with
Target,
that,
you're
but
forced to buy one brand of
I
whatever.
like
Like at
going
least
to-
at
I
Walmart,
would
you still have brand
strongly
choices.
prefer Target to Walmart.
Don't you like brand
Walmart
choices?
is so stressful to me.
Well, I prefer Target to Walmart, but not by as much as I used to.
No.
I also hate Chip and Joanna Gaines. So
At least you can park in the parking lot at Walmart.
they're industry plants.
Oh my God, my Walmart, you cannot park in the park. Every Walmart that maybe it's because of the Walmarts I go to, they are so busy all the time. It makes me want to like.
Well,
The
so-
car and the
never
carts
go
are
there.
so jacked up. Like you have to have
The
the
wheels
patience of
hanging off.
Job to shop at Walmart if you need a cart full because you're gonna have to
It's
lug
squeaking
this
and
cart through the fucking
the
store.
carts are all jacked up.
Yeah.
There's somebody. It's
the
so
effort
loud
it takes to
at
get your
Walmart.
cart through the store is
Yes.
like
I think the
monumental.
loudness. I don't know if they built Walmart stores so they would echo sounds or something. It's
They
so
jam
loud.
so much
It's
stuff in there that
always so
absorbs a
loud.
lot of the noise.
There's always 17 different FaceTime conversations
Yes.
going on.
Which one should I buy?
16 different languages.
Yeah, there's there used to be a Walmart on University Avenue.
Yeah.
And it was like going to there was a Festival of Nations.
Yeah.
There used to have that event at the River Center where you could see all these different booths and you could learn about different cultures. If you wanted the UN in retail form, you would go to the Midway Walmart.
Yeah.
Hey, there's no way around. On top of the mount, I'm queen of the mountain. My cup running over. I already told ya, I'm moving fast. You live in the past.
Welcome to the Wohopo. Bring a green hat. Peter's
Were you
chugging.
just waiting to like empty that one?
These aren't even the Zamboni. These aren't even the rec league, dude.
Let's
These
go.
These are full Zambonis.
These are full
He likes to
Zambonis.
go
Full
through
flood.
our full stock in
full
one day.
flood.
I like to flirt with heart attacks during the Wohopo.
Here's the thing. Somebody's got to stay awake after staying up till 1 a.m. watching the Wild.
Totally true. I just ate the microphone. Our mics don't taste good. Just a quick heads up, guys. The microphones don't
Now
taste
I want to
good.
lick it.
I
Do you
know.
want to lick the mic? Ew.
I didn't actually do it. That's gross.
It's like
Gross.
really cold in here today.
It's not cold.
It's really not. Maybe you just have the chills because you're just like,
Recovering from pneumonia or whatever.
oh.
Maybe you should have a coffee.
I have had more coffee today than usual.
Okay. Kayla was like, I've had so much Earl Grey tea today.
Breakfast blend.
I did, yeah.
Thanks.
I had
Grandma.
a breakfast. I had like
Hey.
a breakfast.
I made iced vanilla Earl Grey tea.
What?
Ooh.
How?
You just make tea, put it in your freezer for 15 minutes, put it over ice, and then put milk and vanilla in it.
Yeah.
It's good.
All right.
I'm a big London fog person. It's
God.
my favorite drink ever.
What's that?
It's like frothed milk. You put over Earl Grey tea, and
It's
then
delicious.
you put vanilla in it in some way, or like a sweetener.
Okay.
It's like the best drink ever.
That sounds pretty good.
You are not beating the allegations of being Lara's twin separated at birth. That woman loves London fog.
She's pounding
Does
Earl
she
Grey
have
tea
a
too.
little frother?
We
yeah,
do
what
have
are
a
you
milk
using for
froth.
frothing? 'Cause
We have a
Maisie's
milk
is
frother.
I got a little thing. It was only like $30, and it heats my milk and froths
wow.
it. At
Wait,
the
is
same
it like
time.
a little Nespresso guy?
It's like you know what an electric tea kettle looks like?
I have one.
It's basically like a smaller version of that. It's got like a little base you set it on, and then you click a button and it just froths.
And-
But you only put like a little bit of milk in it.
So we have a hand frother. It's
Yeah,
like a
the
drill
little
that
one.
you put
Yep.
into the cup and it
This
foams the
cup
milk.
is basically, it has that little whiskey end in
Yeah.
it, in the cup.
Oh,
And
okay.
it
Wait a
heats
minute.
your milk at the
Do
same
you
time.
guys have rechargeable frothers?
Well,
or
it's,
do you have to
it
use
I
plugs
think it's
in.
batteries.
Mine is plugged in.
I don't use it.
Like it's the base plugs in just like an electric
it.
tea kettle.
Got it.
So no batteries for me.
Yeah, well, I started out my day with a fancy coffee, unlike usual.
All right. Well, I'm having a fancy
coffee.
I'm having a fancy coffee right now, courtesy of our friends at Dogwood Coffee. Dogwood provides us with all the energy that we need to get this women's hockey pod off the ground. 3 locations in the Twin Cities, 2 in Minneapolis, 1 in St. Paul. I'm a big fan of the one in St. Paul, obviously. They have some cool stuff, cool merch on the website, dogwoodcoffee.com. And to sign up for a bean subscription, which shows up on your doorstep, I believe 2 bags a month, which is a perfect amount of coffee for a light coffee drinker. You can sign up for those. That's dogwoodcoffee.com. Shout out to our sponsor, Dogwood Coffee.
You can also buy a green hat on their website.
I saw somebody wearing the green Dogwood Coffee hat out in the wild today. He looked like somebody I didn't want to talk to, so I didn't talk to him, but I noticed his hat.
Wait, did it make you? Yeah, I was going to say, like, because when people see my green hat, they usually talk to me about it.
What also makes someone look like you don't want to talk to them?
So the glasses were a little hip for my taste. He had his keys on a carabiner, and he looked like he didn't need them on a carabiner. And I believe...
You don't like granola guys?
I like granola guys that are pure, crunchy granola guys. I like people who are themselves.
Not imposters?
Yeah, that's
imposters.
Fair. You don't like hipsters.
Yeah, you fake hipster. You're at Target. You're at Target with your carabiner. My keys are also on a carabiner.
Yeah, who's not using carabiner? I have like 100 carabiners. I put carabiners on carabiners.
Mine's not on a carabiner. It's on a Harry Potter lanyard.
That's so much worse. That's so much worse.
See, but
I
would have taken
my
that.
self-beater, okay?
Hold on. Have we played the Harry Potter house game?
Yes. On the
probably
other
early,
podcast,
probably like in one of our first 10 episodes of our 21 episodes.
Yeah, you're definitely a Ravenclaw.
See, I would have added
Dork.
a carabiner between the keys and the actual clippy dealy. Yeah. Like I would have added a carabiner.
This
the actual
has
clippy
a full lanyard, though.
Oh, I would have added a carabiner to that side too. I would have put one everywhere.
Don't wear a lanyard because
nobody's wearing
12.
a lanyard except for the Comic Con.
If someone does wear a lanyard, I want to talk to them because I haven't seen a lanyard for so long.
The lanyard used to be almost an accessory. At least for dudes.
In college, you would be called a because freshmen would wear their lanyards around their neck, and they'd be like, "Oh, little freshman." They'd make fun of you if you wore it on your neck.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the optimal place to put it.
That's literally what it's meant for.
Like, this is my ID and my dorm key.
Yeah.
And it's
if I lost
here.
these, I'd be screwed. So I'm keeping them on my person.
Yeah.
And the juniors are like, "You loser."
You loser.
We made it all the way to junior year without a lanyard.
Did you have a lanyard?
I literally have saved every lanyard I've ever acquired in my entire life. I have a box of lanyards in my freaking garage. I'm literally paying like $100 a square foot to store lanyards from my whole life. These things are like trophies.
I for sure do that too.
Here and there I'll go through it. I'll be like, I'll have like 3 of one. Like, oh, I got this at that one, fair.
But you never think to throw one of them away.
No, I finally started getting rid of now that I moved 3 times in 2 years or whatever.
Well, sometimes they give you ones that are just purple.
I don't need this.
I don't need this. I want the one that says
this one's not going on my neck. Nowadays they have these you've got with an extra clip and they're fancier.
Yeah.
And I'm into those, but I still don't use them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people would still use them. They would just not put them around their neck.
Yeah, it goes in your pocket. And then it dances.
Yeah, you couldn't go on a ride at Valley Fair with this thing.
That's what I'm saying is part of an accessory, part of your outfit was to have the lanyard hanging out of your pocket.
For sure.
Guys, we should get some WHAM lanyards.
We should get one that are chokers, though. So it hangs.
Okay, I'm picturing.
What the hell?
What are these puka shells? I'm picturing puka shell choker, carabiner.
That says WHAM.
WHAM.
Choker lanyard.
You know what? I'm going to let you
We
guys
could do that for our
those
22nd episode.
On puka
which is next
shell.
Next time. Next time will be our 22nd episode.
Puka shell choker.
Our episodes just turned old enough to drink. This is the 21st episode.
I mean, I did do some research, and because we're busy recording, now we still need to produce and post this pod, but this is going to put us in the top 1% of podcasters to have 21 consecutive episodes. Yeah, send us your
non-consecutive.
Horse Girl, we're waiting for your comments.
We like
Horse Girl.
We like how much you like us.
We love you back, Horse Girl.
We really do. We really do.
Okay.
No.
Big fan of Horse Girl.
Horse Girl, guys, if you don't know, she's been coming around listening to our hockey content.
And she comments on stuff.
I love it.
We're here to provide more.
And right now, our last episode with Joe Cranston from UW River Falls is outstripping the Monday morning commute and This Week in College Hockey. So eat it, competition.
Who would have thought Joe Cranston was everybody's favorite human?
Our competition is our own selves.
Our competition is literally sitting 12 feet away from us at this very moment. But yes, shout out to Joe Cranston. Thank you again for joining us last week. If you have not checked out that episode, I would highly recommend it. You can find it on Youth Hockey Hub's YouTube page. You can also listen to it on Apple Pods, wherever you get your podcasts. Are we on Spotify?
Yes.
We are? Okay.
That's something we don't do.
I'm putting Tony on blast right now because I think it's really funny, but he got like 40 emails in a row saying that they were taking down our Her Ice
Every single Her Ice episode.
because of the copyrighted music, which Peter and I have told Tony that like 40 times.
We're the only pod that's not getting taken off.
I know.
Yeah. Well, it's just Her Ice as of right now. But
Like, yeah, wait till they get into the depths.
Wait
Wait
till
till
they
they
see
find out what else
Ring
is
of
in there.
Fire.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I
Tony's
know.
screwed.
I told him that, and he was like, "Oh, you like to say I told you so," and I was like,
He's been trying
In
to
this
sabotage
one,
the
I do.
WHO for the
I
whole
do.
season, and look what he's done. He just sabotaged him own self.
So did they take down all of the Her Ice episodes?
they
Only on Spotify and
only on Spotify.
every single episode of Her Ice.
But if you think about it, I said it almost really doesn't matter. Who's going to listen to a podcast about girls' high school hockey from 4 months ago?
Well,
Look,
I would like to go
What do you think we're
back.
doing on the boat all summer?
You're listening to
No, this year we're
from
not going to have to
last
because
season
you guys, we got a contract, weekly contract all summer.
on the boat.
Right. So now our listeners don't have to go back
Should
to
we do
old
a-
Her Ice.
Should we do a pod on a boat?
Yes.
Yes.
Are
That'd
you
be
kidding
sick.
me?
Mark Johnson, respond to our email.
Lake Mendota is a great lake for
Hit me up.
for lake podcasting.
Mark Johnson, hit me up on Signal, and we'll set up a time to meet up with you on a boat.
On a boat.
I want to know so much about your program.
Yeah.
How much do you make a year after taxes?
Enough to buy a horse farm.
What's your social security number?
And a boat, maybe,
And a boat?
that we can use.
I bet Mark Johnson has a fleet. He has a bass boat. He has a paddle boat. He has a pontoon.
Dude, I think
he has a
just,
canoe.
I think he just fishes from the riverbanks. I don't even think he uses a boat, guys.
Oh, that's
He's
Joe
like,
Cranston.
Oh, yeah, he does.
He
in
fishes.
his PJs.
He
That's what
fishes
said.
from the banks, but I think Mark Johnson has a boat. Oh, jeez.
I mean, who wouldn't have a boat on Lake Mendota?
I don't know. I'm not a big.
Even
boat
my
guy.
grandparents had a
Oh,
dinghy
man,
on
I
that
love
lake.
boats.
I'm not a boat
I've got
person.
my family has a boat. We can go to my family's boat, but
I
it's like
like
3 hours away.
But wait, I like loungy boats. Like I
yeah,
don't want
ours
one of
is
these
a,
like.
ours is like a pontoon with like
Okay.
couch.
Yes.
It's like comfy.
That's what you guys. The summer pod
The
should be
best.
on a pontoon.
Yeah.
I'll
Should we talk to
I'll
Tony?
just
Should we
bring the
tell Tony
pontoon
that?
back?
No, we don't need. We don't.
Let's
have to
tell him that the NHL Network gave us a deal.
We don't. But we don't need to talk to Tony. We can just use her boat.
Yeah, you just have to drive, or I have to
You guys.
drive the boat back here.
I was gonna say this gas is gonna be expensive.
For the boat?
Yeah, because think of how much gas we're gonna use just preparing for the pod each week.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a 3-hour boat ride.
Why don't we just
Oh,
haul the
no.
pod stuff up to wherever the boat is?
There we go.
It's on what, Vermilion?
Cross Lake.
Oh, Cross
Cross Lake. That's like way closer than Vermilion.
Yeah, it is way closer than Vermilion.
What a deal.
Cross Lake.
Dude, Maisie's requesting
like-
$75.
It's like 2 hours and 45 minutes from right here, and it's not on Cross Lake. It's in
We could
Cross
totally
Lake.
talk to some cool people.
on
up
boats.
there.
From
That's the
Nisswa.
thing. We'd probably get
It's right
so many
by,
good guests
whatever that
if
city
we had
is.
more boat episodes.
I'm being completely serious. We could bring the pod stuff and do a pod on a boat.
It's already done. We're already doing it.
Yeah.
We're
We're
a done.
already
It
doing
is-
it, just
and
like
you know
all
what?
our
We're
other
gonna get
plans
some
that
good
we make.
B-roll
We'll pack
video,
up some Capri Sun and some Lunchables, and we'll have a good time.
some string cheese.
Why
okay.
not just a Lunchable?
Okay, first of all, there's gluten in Lunchables.
Yeah,
Well,
come on, Peter.
the crackers, granted, but what about the meat and the cheese?
Have you seen that meat?
My mom
Is
stocks
anybody
our cabin
really
up with
eating
some
that turkey?
gluten-free
Like
stuff.
I'm getting all my protein today.
Well, when it comes to Lunchable meat selections, I was always a bologna fan.
That's
Oh.
even worse. Is
I
there
liked
even
the
any
ham.
meat in bologna?
I love bologna.
I do too. I said this the other day. You have to know that it's bologna, though.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just be surprised by bologna.
I don't eat bologna and think, this is prime rib. No, it's made up of scraps and rat poop. And
it's just like hot dogs.
Is
hot
the protein
dogs
content?
I love hot dogs.
People are just too into what's in the hot dog. You just gotta not think about it.
I know, but the thing is, I'm trying to fuel my body. I need to know what this
There
is.
my body.
4.3 grams of protein in one slice of pork bologna.
That's D's.
That's incredible.
How many slices do you put on a sandwich?
Depends on what I'm making. Am I making a bologna and American cheese quesadilla?
It's bologna and cheese.
Are you making one of those sandwiches from Scooby-Doo? You'd need a lot of bologna.
It's true. If I make a quesadilla, I'm using 4 slices of bologna, 4 slices of American cheese, and half a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Did you say a quesadilla?
Yeah.
That's what you make.
Wait, a bologna quesadilla?
Oh, yeah. 4 slices of bologna.
Like the whitest thing I've ever.
Seriously?
Half a bag of Flamin'.
Are you in college?
What's wrong with the bologna quesadilla?
Do you crunch up ramen and put it on there too?
No, Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Yeah, that's arguably
You guys look at me
worse.
like I'm crazy. And
Oh my God.
you guys are ridiculous.
Oh my God.
I don't know. You know what? I feel the same way I did when I sent a tape job thing to the
You
group
don't feel
chat.
validated?
I was trying to share my life with 2 people that I am
Care deeply
very fond
about?
of, and no, I got nothing back
Wait a
at
minute.
midnight.
I'd
I got
like
nothing
to
back.
retract what I
Well,
said about the college comment, okay? Hey, I think that's really creative and neat that you can make a
I know how you
40-gram
really
protein
feel. It's fine. It's
quesadilla
fine.
out of bologna and
it's
American
fine.
cheese.
It's fine. You know what? You hate me. You hate my culinary
Technically,
efforts.
Jossie did respond. She gave you an exclamation point reaction.
That was not nearly enough. Not nearly
Sometimes
enough.
I'm busy, and like that's the most. Like some people didn't get anything. Some people
Also-
texted me in the same time frame that didn't get responses. Okay,
Now that we know that this is what you want, we'll work better. We'll be
that's
better
the thing.
for
I'm
you.
here to validate you.
This is every conversation
I
I've
am
had
here-
with my therapist.
We'll be better for you going forward.
Yeah, I'm really sorry that didn't occur to me how important it was to you for me to respond.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
I didn't respond at all. So.
Meanwhile, I
know.
watched the entire Women's World's Weekend and didn't get a single response from you about anything.
Well, that's
I was
because
in the office waiting for you to show up.
You know what, Jossie? Hurt people, and I was hurt that you didn't respond. To my
He was
tape.
retaliating.
I was
That's
like,
actually
Does
true.
your therapist tell you to retaliate like that?
no.
Yeah, it felt very like.
No, I've never actually seen a therapist. I'd throw it out there.
Wait, what?
Well,
People out there not seeing therapists?
I haven't seen a therapist one-on-one before.
Okay.
I haven't seen a therapist
Room for
either,
growth.
but it's mostly because I don't really know how it works to your insurance, and I get
Yeah, I don't want to pay
scared.
for it.
Barriers. There's too many
I don't wanna pay
barriers.
for
Too many
it.
barriers
I
for
don't want
entry.
them. It's just like the doctor. I don't want to go to the doctor and then have them be like, "Oh, surprise! It was $300." I don't like surprise fees.
No.
Do you know how
yeah.
expensive it was for me to go to the Minute Clinic and get my ears flushed?
$99.
No, it was like $400.
No.
Minute Clinic is so freaking expensive, but I had an ear infection the week before my wedding, and I couldn't hear out of either ear, so she flushed them both. Gnarly, by the way.
Oh,
Really
I've seen
gross.
commercials for that sort of thing.
It was so bad.
Oh, I
Wait,
don't
is like
that.
wax in there?
Yeah, there was so much impounded wax in my ears that I couldn't hear.
Okay, wait. What did they say about Q-tips? Because my kid's been getting on my
Don't
case.
use them.
It just
Well,
jams it in,
You're
or
not
what?
Yeah.
supposed to at all.
Okay, but what's supposed to make you feel good after you get out of the shower?
You
Drying off.
I just shove water down there. That's also.
Oh, I don't
probably
do
not good.
that.
You're in your ears?
No,
That's what I'm trying to get out
Like
of
when I
there.
shower.
hydrogen peroxide.
Or you get one of those candles.
Seems like it would sizzle my brain.
Oh, you ear candle?
That's what I've seen commercials for.
I've always
That's
wanted to
what I've
try
seen
that.
on
Those always
I just want
stress me out.
like a dummy that I can do it on. Like I'm not.
Yeah. Just do
dummy.
it on one of your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're gonna get your ears clean today.
I'm gonna see if this works.
I've always wanted to
There
to
are some
try
benefits to being a mom. You do get to do
You
Guinea
experiment
pig.
on your
Experiment.
kids. Oh, okay.
Although I don't think I'd be able to execute this weird ear thing.
The-
Yeah, they might be a little wary of that.
The hydrogen peroxide does work though. Like
But
you
that
do a
would make
couple
my
of
brain
drops in
sizzle.
there.
Have you ever seen what happens to your cut when you put hydrogen peroxide on
Yeah,
there?
It does the
like
same thing to your ear.
boils.
Like you
Ooh,
can
lovely.
hear it crackling because it's dissolving the wax.
Oh,
in
if
your
I
ear.
like that.
I'm not into that. If you can hear it, that's
I'm
like
just
I
throwing
literally
it
would
out
be
there.
like, think I would be getting dumber in the moment. Like it's my brain.
I don't feel dumber. I feel a little less balanced because sometimes you get a really good
Oh,
one in
for
one ear
sure.
and not a good one in the other ear, and then you feel like you're gonna die.
Equilibrium's all thrown off.
It's better than spending $400 at the Minute Clinic.
Yeah, true. I just hate that. It's like any other place can tell me how much I'm gonna spend before I do it.
Yeah.
Why can't
Except for the doctor.
Can't the doctor tell me that my freaking vein ultrasound is gonna cost me $400? Like that's just dumb.
can't
You're the
tell
one
you.
who told me I had to do it, so
Yeah. Get
Dumb.
real. Get real.
Get real.
American Healthcare, brought to you by the Women's Hockey Pod.
Also, it's been 30 minutes and we haven't talked
Has
about
it
hockey,
really? Oh,
so we should go now.
Guys.
All right, Women's Worlds, IIHF Women's Worlds, not the U18 Women's Worlds. These are the adults. Team USA comes out on top of the 4-3 overtime victory over Canada. Yeah, Canada. Team USA.
So here's the thing. So Canada won the rivalry series.
Yep.
So this was exciting to see him and
Team
see
USA.
Team USA. And I actually wore my USA hat, green hat today.
Because you forgot your dogwood hat.
No, this was a specific choice I made to celebrate Team USA.
Oh, okay.
On their big victory because, like I said, they lost the rivalry series. But that was a super fun tournament, actually. I think that, well, if you saw the third place game, Czechia was up 3-0 going into the third period. Finland ended up winning that game 4-3. So that was super exciting. I thought Japan had a really, really good tournament overall, and a couple teams did well enough to earn their spot into the top tier level 2 next season for the Women's Worlds. So I think overall for women's hockey, I think that was a really good weekend. I think there was a lot of good hockey showcased. Janicki's goal was great. This was in a double overtime situation. Am I right?
What?
Was that double overtime?
I thought it was just regular overtime.
Okay, well,
I'll look it up.
And I think there was more overtime hockey in this tournament. So overall, it was just a really exciting tournament. A lot of girls got to step up, like Kelly Panic. I think we talked about her last week.
She had a crazy good tournament.
Great tournament. Daryl Watts for Canada had a great tournament. So a couple people got to come out and really showcase some things that they're not doing in their, home current team right now. So that was really fun. I did see there's been some talk on the women's scheduling for what the World's tournament will look like next year because it's going to be right after the Olympics.
Oh.
It's like 2 months after the Olympics, right?
So they're going to have
the
it.
Olympics.
Okay, what are the Olympics? They're in February? No, it's 2 months after. It's in April. Okay. They're going to have them in April in 2026.
Yeah, I saw your little theory.
Yeah, I'm not into this, though. I mean, okay, so here's the thing. I don't know. I don't know. I don't love it. I don't love that these girls have to either they're barreling through the mid season of their PW or their college season, and then they got to grind it out for the Olympics, and then they don't even get any recovery, and they're going to grind it back out again for the Worlds. And it's just at some point they need to have some stability in their training schedule and in their it's just a lot to put themselves through these intensive centralizations circumstances and getting ready for these tournaments. I just wondered if there would maybe, it doesn't seem like a lot of thoughts going into it, really. I don't know.
You had an alternative, though.
So, I would
posed
love to see,
on the internet. So I would like you to flesh that out a little bit.
No, I was just saying, okay, fine. Then
I liked your idea.
We've talked about this before too. Have some roster restrictions for the United States and Canada or for a couple of these teams so that you can get more women showcased on the national level, international level. But also don't expect the same human bodies to kind of go through all this. They're saying, no, best on best. So that a lot of my naysayers are we want the top against the top. All right, fine. Keep your top 4 or 5 forwards or whatever. But let's rotate through some of these plug and play players and get a few more. If you're Team USA at Women's Worlds, don't you want your girls training for Women's Worlds and not just coming off of some other more important? If I'm on these rosters, my Olympic jersey's going to be probably more exciting to me than the Women's Worlds jersey.
Well, yeah, I would love to see the premier players play for the Olympic team, and then maybe some bubble players
some of these
or some
girls
college
that
players play
yeah,
on
even look at this Women's Worlds
Championship
roster from this weekend, and you had Sims, who was a WCHR National Player of the Month in March for the NCAA. She was benched. She's not dressed in these Women's Worlds games. So, don't tell me best on best when you're sitting girls that could play first line center.
Maybe she wasn't one of the best on that team, though.
Any day of the week, I think 3 of these lines can be plug and play.
I liked your thought process, though. I would love to see 2 different
it get
groups.
Spread out a little bit and bring in the Barines. If she's not going to make a Team USA roster for the Olympic team, why not showcase her in the Women's World? There's no doubt she deserves to be out there. Yeah. So again, you can't tell me it's best on best when you've got girls like Barine not on the roster anywhere, and then some of your best players are not even dressing because you've got such good depth. I guess I'd just like to see something happen if you're going to throw Worlds 2 months after the Olympics, especially because it's kind of anticlimactic. The Olympics are going to carry more weight. Some of these women are going to look at the Women's Worlds tournament like, whatever. Then they're done that, or
a nuisance, as opposed to an event.
I want to
that
go
only
on a
happens
spring
every
trip, or
4
I want to
years.
go get back to PW, because you're still directly in the middle of this PW season. How many games do they get? Because it feels like they've played for 10 months. It feels like they've been playing forever.
And they've only played 27 games.
Yeah, like their records are like in the single digits in all 4 categories. Like you don't even
played
have a
30
PW
total.
season happening.
Yeah,
The first game was played on November 30th, and they've played 27 games.
Yeah.
Okay, because it just feels like it's just a
Which
scheduling
means
nightmare.
15 home games. So
And some of those were
That's like-
takeover tour games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not a lot.
So it just is like it's hard to get some traction if you're a fan, if you want to be like a PW fan, I should say. And these are the teams that are sticking around. Like these are going to be your long-lasting, decade-long players. Like these are the kids you want to see and cheer for, and they're just constantly gone. And then your league's just shut down.
Yeah, and I think part of it too, though, is the amount of players. Like the NHL has enough players where some of them can go play 4 nations, and they can still
operate the league.
Yeah, the women's hockey is still trying to build. I'm going to use a phrase from Silicon Valley: critical mass of users before they can fully optimize their platform. Right? Does that make sense?
And it feels. I mean, it still kind of feels like there's some like MO that it's like this the best on best is some exclusive environment, and I think like we got to get past that. Like some of these girls, even these girls that had to go over to Europe because they couldn't make a team last year, are competitive enough to play on a top 4 women's worlds team a lot of time, and like they're getting looked at as some sort of lower tier group, and that in this. There's a lot of this like this entitlement attitude. If you're not on one of these 16, if your last name isn't one of these 16 last names, like you're not worthy or you're not worth it. When there's a lot of really good hockey happening among a group of girls that aren't featured week over week in the PW or in the NCAA or.
I'm glad you said featured, because to me that's another part of the argument. Hillary Knight, for my money, is the most marketable women's hockey player on the planet. She's charismatic, she's gregarious, she's also really freaking talented and really good. And she's also been around long enough where people kind of know her name. But if that's part of the argument, well, we need Hillary Knight to play in both because she's our most marketable. Okay, make another player marketable then.
And that's just the thing. I mean,
Call
that's exactly it.
Bauer, call CCM, call
girls
True,
get chosen
and
early.
make another star.
Yeah.
Part of being a star is manipulated, for lack of a better term, media and
I call them
exposure.
the it girls, and I think there's like a sense of entitlement sometimes among it girls, and that there's not enough room to spread it around, which isn't true.
So if you're the governing body, if you're Team USA, or if you're the PWHL, make another it girl. Make a few more.
There need to be
girls.
more it girls, and they need to be based on more things than who got the most NCAA playing time. Because right now, if you get a lot of playing time in the NCAA, you can score a lot of points. Obviously, there's a lot of talent on some of these teams and some of these top scorers, but there's obviously going to be a correlation in any league with amount of access to shots on net, to scoring goals, and not. Like, if you're going to get benched, you're probably not going to get as many goals.
The most marketable player doesn't have to be the best player. Trae Young is one of the most marketable players in the NBA, but the Atlanta Hawks, I think, are terrible. But it doesn't matter. He's got charisma, and he's got flash, and he's got pizzazz. So
so I think this is like a culture shift in the women's hockey. But you know what? Maybe we'll see more of that as the league expands, which they just announced expansion today, PWHL. So this is going to be the first testament to how deep is this pool of players, because they have it announced that there's going to be an expansion draft prior to the June 24th PWHL draft date, which was just dropped last week. Mm-hmm. I think they heard our pod. They were like, shit, guys, we need to get some things out there. Our listeners are desperate for information.
What's the date of the draft?
June 24th in Ottawa.
Oh. Get your real
guys. Not if you don't have a real ID.
Oh well, I have.
Sorry, married women, you can't go to the draft.
Passport. So
you also can't vote.
I have all those things, and I've been divorced twice. So suck it.
You're like bragging.
Leave it in. Leave it in. If we need to go to Ottawa, we need to check in with Big Boss Man.
Guys, let's road trip it though. I think we should drive across the border. That would be more exciting.
Drive
we can
across the
record
border.
the whole thing.
Here's the thing. I've got a few scars from the past. I might not even be able to get into Canada, guys.
I didn't even think about that. But, my paperwork
we might be watching this one on YouTube with you guys.
Whoops. I would love to go to Ottawa, though.
Ottawa would be great.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I would love to go to Ottawa. I've never seen Ottawa. I've been to the province of Ontario. I've been to Manitoba, and I've been to Alberta. I've never been to Saskatchewan, BC.
I've been to Montreal. It was really
Maritimes.
cool.
I want to go to Montreal so badly.
It is so cool.
Montreal's
It's like one of my
fun.
favorite places I've ever been.
It's kind of a night town. Like you want to sleep during the day and be awake and alert from like 8 to 3 a.m.
Was that your experience?
I didn't really go out on the town.
What? Why
I
not?
don't like do that in general.
Yeah, you're not.
I went and like ate
You're not
at
in the back alleys of
cafes.
Montreal trying to find the best deal.
I went to like cafes and I went to the cathedral. It's really cool.
I bet you there was like some
Nice.
croissants.
Some what?
very good.
Some croissants.
There were, and they were good.
If we want to
It's
go
a
to
17-hour car ride to Ottawa.
To Ottawa?
Yeah.
We could probably do that.
No.
Could we do that in like 2-3 days?
I think we should fly.
You want to fly?
I'm being half serious here. If we flew and if we posed it as work, how expensive our flight? It can't be
you guys,
that
what
expensive.
What if I enter the draft? Then we have to go.
There you go. That's a way of getting
All right, yep.
Is it just a piece of paper?
Get in your paperwork.
Guys, is it literally just a piece of paper?
No, I feel like there has to be more hoops
There
than that.
has to.
Do you have to have like a coach referral?
No.
You think Tony would
You
refer
could
me?
get a coach referral.
Yeah, do you think Tony would refer? Who coached me last? Oh.
Mark Johnson.
Yeah, literally. Okay, so I'm
If
just
you
thinking
if
of
you
guys
submit
thinking
your name
outside
for the
the
draft,
box.
then we have to go.
That's why I'm just thinking outside the box. If I'm on the draft list, if there's a chance I might get drafted to Seattle, wait a minute. They didn't even announce Seattle.
Wait, when is this date?
June 24th.
June 24th. Wait a minute.
So if we flew in June 23rd,
We're going to find out where I'm going to be in June because we got to know if I'm eligible for the draft. Based
Oh,
on
I can't even go there.
based on
I'm
my
out
calendar.
of town.
Oh, guys. I'm working the combine that day.
come
Yeah,
on.
that's right during the combine.
I can't make it. I got a women's development clinic at 6:45 that night. So
This is where it makes me so mad.
It's only like $500 round trip.
to
not
Ottawa.
bad.
No, it's really not.
Yeah,
bad.
plus
bad.
having to go get a real ID. That's going
You
to cost
only
me my
have to
left
go on,
arm,
like,
my firstborn.
14-hour layover.
What?
Ooh, I have a feeling
I'm
we
just
could
kidding.
make a layover.
It's like a
Think of the
10-hour
marketing
layover.
video we could make on a layover at an airport.
true.
We could get everybody to want to visit that freaking airport.
Let's see where our layover is. We
Do we
just gotta
choose?
do a layover at Edmonton for 7 hours and
Lame.
30
So we go in the
Lame.
opposite direction.
Lame. I'm not doing that.
Why not?
I don't know.
just cause.
Yeah. I was putting my foot down immediately on that
All
one.
right, I'm looking up flights here. 567.
Oh, we can go for $5.95 with no layover.
You guys, whether or not we go or
Oh, never
not
mind,
is
it's a
tough to
57
say. But you know
layover.
who's going to be there? Casey O'Brien.
Okay.
She's for sure. She has for sure. What do you even call it when you make yourself
She
in the
put her
draft?
paperwork
Declare.
in.
She declared.
Declare.
She dropped off her folder or whatever, and
Got
then
a coach
she
referral.
got a coach referral from
Her birth
Johnson.
certificate.
She must have his email address because somehow she got it. Literally the only other confirmed declaration is this Gosling from Clarkson. So there's literally only 2 confirmed. So just as we suspected last week, you guys, like that there weren't going to be a lot of girls. Okay, because
People are waiting for announcements.
well, and I don't like that was kind of speculated too. Like that could have been bologna sandwiches, but it does kind of seem like it. Like, and like, okay, what about like the rumors about people like Abbey Murphy, who I assume is waiting to find out about expansion news, but other people,
whether or not she would declare for the draft.
right? I was under the impression that she really was probably considering declaration for the draft based on her like years of service already in the NCAA, and she's got another year of eligibility in the NCAA, and she was the league's leading everything last year. So what does she do, right? Like her team loses in semifinals in the national championship game. Has she won a national championship? I don't think Murphy has.
I don't think
She's
so.
got world championships. She's got some silvers here and there too. But like, anyway, the rumors on the streets are that she's going to give up her chances at the U and try to go win it at Ohio.
That's the word on the street, huh?
That's the word on the street. And that the contract negotiation at the P-Dub is irrelevant because you're probably going to make more going to Ohio.
Okay, quick question here. Why can't either of you say Ohio State?
The Ohio State?
No, why can't either of you say Ohio State? Every time you guys refer to the Buckeyes, it's Ohio.
It's too many words.
Did
Me?
you know?
I'm like the
Yeah,
master.
When's the
both
last
of
time I
you.
referred to Ohio
Earlier
State?
today.
Well, I don't ever talk about Ohio State, so I think I was going based off of what other people.
Okay.
I am like literally the master of efficiency. Do you think I'm adding words to stuff if I don't have to?
Master of
Yeah, I think you would.
I have. There's times I've added a few extra words. But in the case of Ohio,
So you think with one last year of eligibility, Abbey Murphy would transfer to Ohio State?
okay, I don't know. I mean, she has
We're
like,
putting
she
it
lives
out
in my
there.
head rent free.
We're putting it out
Abbey
there
Murphy.
because this is complete rumor mill material.
We have all
Very
next week to
rumor
we have all
material.
next week to follow up on our baloney. All right,
True.
but the thing is like I said, this Abbey Murphy, she's just got like a perma spot in my world. I don't know why I'm like obsessed with her. I don't know if it's for good or for bad, but this is why we're talking about her again this week, because I'm in the transfer portal looking to see if her name pops up with the other 5 Minnesotans.
What a twist that would be. She doesn't declare for the draft, but she transfers to Ohio State.
That
Yeah,
would be a twist.
Massive
wouldn't that be
twist.
like? I mean, that was never on my radar, not once.
No, it wouldn't have been on mine either, especially because she's the projected number 1 pick if she does declare for the draft.
Is she okay? Have you checked the latest draft?
I just read something from April.
Is she
11th.
still? Is she up there?
Yeah, she was still projected. as
All
the
right.
number
Here's
1.
the thing, though. Here's the thing. If you were in women's hockey media or journalism during this past weekend Women's Worlds tournament, you basically hated Abbey Murphy. I don't know if it's for clicks or what, but there were people that were not happy about Abbey Murphy, and there was like no valid reason. It was like they didn't like how she played hockey, or
What's
like,
wrong with the way she plays hockey?
I mean, she goes against the grain. She's swimming upstream. Like, that is not how these women are playing. But here's the thing. I think she's a little unsafe for herself. Like, I'm not worried that she's going to get hurt. I even asked Boom that. Like, I love the dramatics. I'm into it. But my daughter Maisie acts a little bit like that, like real careless with her head. And I have spent way too many hours at concussion clinics and like in the ER, and I don't have time for that as a mom. So if Murphy's got time to take herself to concussion clinics, fine. But as somebody who's experienced it from like the more frustrating side of it, is like protecting that girl's head's going to should be a top priority. And some people project that it's not going to go well for her in the PW to be that dramatic, because these girls actually have like solid 190 pounds of muscle on them, and Murphy's antics might not be as.
See, I think she'd fit into the league right now.
She probably
She could have played
would,
last year.
but she's going to get hurt or hurt someone. I think she's going to get hurt.
She's going to get a hefty $500 fine.
I know, like
Every week.
Yeah, here's the thing. She's just a lot to talk about. She's a lot to talk about. Like I said, I still don't know how much I love her or hate her, because
I think she is, but I also think she's important for women's hockey.
she is. Absolutely.
Because we're not talking about the player who led the world championships in scoring. We're talking about Abbey Murphy.
And who is that? MPP?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there's her or whatever.
But Abbey Murphy is a bit of a lightning rod, and I think that women's hockey, especially at the professional level, needs a lightning rod.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's a spot for Abbey Murphy, and again, you got people talking about her. Literally, non-hockey players. Non-hocky players. Like, what did you say? You saw like some sort of NHL clip where somebody dove, and it was like, look, Abbey Murphy's playing for the,
Yes.
like the Jets or whatever.
Drawing penalties.
Okay, she drew a few penalties in the women's world. Actually, she drew a penalty. Layla Edwards scores right away, and the United States win their first matchup against Canada in pool play.
Yeah.
I mean, so like, yeah, whatever. All right, we'll keep talking about her. I mean, Horse Girl, what do you think?
Yeah, Horse Girl, thoughts on Abbey Murphy?
Please comment on the next video.
I love Abbey Murphy. I think she could
I wanna
contribute
meet her,
to the
like,
PWHL
formally, yeah.
right now. I love the way she plays. I think she plays hard. I think she plays with a bit of an edge, and I think that's okay.
You know what it is, though? It's because last May when I went to Chicago to play in that women's tournament that we lost in the championship, she was coaching the other team. So basically,
Really?
I think it's personal for me.
You think she hates you?
No, I think I personally have something against her for coaching the team that beat us. And then like some of her players hurt me, my knee. So
Are you sure it's not just
I should say knees.
mother time
plural.
catching up to you?
Plural. Yeah, it was both of my knees. So
But you think it's the fault of the players that she was coaching?
I'll clip the live bar, and you can see Murphy like dive.
I don't
Kill her. Specifically that one.
They're two
She
polar
does that
opposites.
hockey pod.
She said something mean about me.
This was longer than 21 weeks ago, guys.
Okay. If Abbey Murphy has any idea who any of us are, I would be shocked. Absolutely
She
shocked.
probably watch it every week. She's probably horse girl.
She is.
That'd be fun.
Okay, wait a minute. So the PWHL is expanding to Vancouver.
Yep.
There's a lot of speculation that they're also expanding to Seattle, which
We'll see.
they were supposed to announce today, but they didn't. So basically, us puppeting the PWHL still isn't working.
Maybe the PWHL isn't expanding to Seattle.
That's the thing. Maybe that can't be. They've already leaked
Cincinnati, Ohio.
it. Ohio. The Cincinnati, Ohio State. Vancouver, though, they did the takeover tour in Vancouver 2 consecutive years, and this year they had over 19,000 fans. Was that not the highest attended event at that Vancouver? Where do they play? The Pacific Coliseum?
I think it was the the highest attended event for that stadium this year.
Including men's hockey.
Yeah.
So everybody watches women's hockey.
Yep.
There's no question. Everybody's there. So Vancouver is a good choice. Exciting unless you're players that need to travel and or Minnesotans or East Coasters who have to watch puck drops at 10 p.m.
That's going to be a bummer because they fly commercial.
Well, we're already used to it if we're a Wild fan. I mean, we're already watching 10 o'clock puck drops.
But the PWHL franchises fly commercial. They have to.
I think they're getting private jets.
Damn, that seems expensive.
I just made that up. We don't have to wait till next week. I made that up.
That's one of those.
They're like just getting past hitchhiking, okay?
So maybe they'll bus to Vancouver.
Now that I would do. I'd want to be on a team bus.
You would want to bus to Vancouver.
I'd
You
bus
gotta
with
bus
you guys.
17 hours to your game.
As long as there's some catered meals.
Some Jimmy John's boxes.
With especially ones that have been sitting for a while.
With only one mustard
Oh my
packet.
God. Are they putting the tomatoes and mayonnaise on the
Yep.
Are they putting on
Yep.
the condiments?
Yep.
It's a wet
They've
sandwich.
been sitting in there in a
That
cooler.
sounds like a team bus trip to me.
That sounds like a team bus trip. Vancouver's a good choice, though. I think it's nice to have another Canadian city, and Vancouver is a wealthy place. So these people, if you have a certain amount of money and you have a young girl playing hockey, then yeah, you would go to a women's hockey game.
Yeah, I always
Daughter,
relate.
not just like having a young girl. If you have daughters that play hockey, it would make sense for you if you could afford it to go to all of the PWHL Vancouver games.
I remember when were the Olympics in Vancouver?
Oh, was that 2016?
2010.
Oh my gosh, that's so long
So
ago.
here's the thing. A bunch of my peers that played in the Olympics for Team USA or Team Canada or whatever team, that was the Olympics they played in.
2010.
2010. So like,
Okay.
or like at least probably was the Olympics I knew the most players from. So whenever I think of Vancouver, I always think of women's hockey.
See, I never think of Vancouver when I think women's hockey. Maybe I should, considering they drew 19,000 people
That's
to the
thing.
takeover tour
Like
game.
I think that the women's hockey matchup, that 2010 Olympics, was an exciting. There was something like that made it special. And so yeah, I think there was always it's always going to be like a women's hockey hotbed in Vancouver.
I think Vancouver's always just going to be a
hockey hotbed.
A hockey hotbed.
No question about
Canucks
that.
fans are crazy.
Yeah, I want to be a Canucks fan.
Yeah, it's our first West Coast PWHL team as well.
We're waiting for potential second expansion team announced, right?
Yep.
And
Still waiting.
Until then, the only important things to talk about are things like, where's Caroline Harvey's phone right now?
Oh my God. You're all over the map right now, homie.
No, okay, we can move on, but I was curious.
No, we can discuss Caroline Harvey's phone. I just had that in a different time block. I think the bottom line is we're both excited for Vancouver to get a team. I think it'll be interesting to watch the travel because
I think it's going to be fine.
the original PWHL teams are all within this sort of easy nebulous of transportation. Now Vancouver's way on the other side of the country.
That's just like a fact. That's not like necessary, right? That's just like information. Like we happen to be this many miles apart. Like just like any other sports league, there's going to be teams all over.
Yeah, but other sports leagues, they fly private and they don't have to wait for commercial flights.
What do you mean wait for commercial flights?
like a commercial flight that they can all make and that takes off on time and lands on time and they don't have to stop anywhere, no layovers.
Yeah, I mean, would be nice.
All right, Caroline Harvey's phone.
Okay, so
This is probably the biggest headline that we've just glossed over.
yeah, like Caroline Harvey, okay, she's kind of a big deal these days. And she's playing a D for the Team USA. And like in this play in their quarterfinal game or something, she goes into the boards, gets up and skates away. And like after this little like scrum on the boards, there's this cell phone sitting there. And this is like in Czechia. Stands are filled, 6,500 people. The mascot's out there in full form.
Oh my God.
That's another headline we
Here's
lost.
another one.
And Caroline Harvey's cell phone's in the corner, like Candy Crushes on it.
Do you think she was playing Candy Crush on the bench?
She's that addicted to Candy
Here's the
Crush.
thing, like, yeah, initially it's like, no, that can't actually be somebody's phone. Like how does this appear? But then they slowed it down and then it was like, yeah, that thing for sure came out of that player's breezers.
Yeah.
So then there's all this speculation, like, how did Caroline
Like
Harvey's
how
phone
did
end
the
up
phone
out
end
there?
up on the ice?
And like, how little do you care about this game that you're literally Candy Crushing on the bench? So there's a lot of speculation. And fortunately, I only knew like 25 people in Czechia that I could call and ask.
Oh. So
And
what did you get
I'll tell you specifically.
out of your on-the-ground sources?
And wait a minute. I would like to preface what you're going to hear with the following, or 2 days later in the World Championship final game, United States versus Canada, Caroline Harvey scores a critical goal.
Yeah.
And literally her celebration, she puts a cell phone up. She's just looking at the stands like, F you guys. Like, this is 2 days after she's been scrutinized left and right for this cell phone. Nobody really knows how come or why it came out or like why she had it or anything. And they're all speculating. And then she just taunts them with a cell phone celly after she scores this goal. But basically, she was getting her skates sharpened in between warm-ups and like getting back on the ice. So
Okay.
she was like using her phone when she wasn't supposed to be, like in the hallway where the skate sharpening machine is, quickly getting like her edges done up.
So she had her phone during the game?
So she gets her skates sharpened in the, like, I mean, if you're set up, you're out of town and you set up, you just have like your crap all over, but like wherever they're getting their skates sharpened,
Okay.
but she's listening to her phone and apparently she gets her skates back and quickly throws them on to tie them up because she's got to get back on the ice like right now, but put her phone like in her breezers. You know where like the belt in the breezers comes around? There's like a little, it's like a pocket, right? In your, if you're not from Minnesota, your pants. There's like a little, like I always put my mouth guard in it. It's like on your flank.
I've never noticed that.
There's like where the belt goes in the breezers, there's like a lump.
Okay.
And then it's detached from the breezer, so there's like a little pocket.
Okay.
I put stuff in there. Like
I would
like
not
said,
put
like
my
mouth
mouth guard in my breezers.
What?
Gross.
I mean, where would you put your mouth guard then?
My mouth.
But there's times when you need to take it out.
I just don't wear a mouth
Well,
guard.
Caroline Harvey threw her phone in this pouch. These hockey players, these listeners of ours know what I'm talking about.
All right.
They must, because that's where Caroline Harvey's putting her phone.
I just don't think the phone should have been anywhere near the bench ever.
Okay, yeah, so this is what her staunchest defenders are saying. That
This is
when
what
she
the
got her
streets are
skates,
saying.
yeah, KK came to me prior to warm-ups and asked for her skates to be sharpened. She was listening to music and playing on her phone while I was sharpening. When I got done, she tossed her phone in the back of her pants, took her skates from me, and rushed out to warm-ups. Played warmies first and half of the second with it in her pants until it fell out.
From a professional standpoint, your phone should be nowhere near the bench during the game. That's
in my opinion.
Yeah, it shouldn't even be near the locker room.
In my opinion, I know this is probably not the common opinion. I just feel like people are so connected to their phones nowadays that you don't even really think about it. And I feel like it probably wasn't purposeful and that it's not even that important. Like I saw that on Twitter and I was like, haha. And then I scrolled.
Yeah,
like, I didn't,
hard disagree.
Okay, so
I didn't think about it.
part of the
I
culture.
feel like people have their phones all the time. I didn't assume that she was on her phone on the bench. I just assumed she accidentally put it in her pocket and it fell out.
Because here's the thing, though, part of like the youth hockey culture and part of like the team culture, I feel like maybe other sports too, but I didn't play those. But it is like you put your phone goes into a basket when you get into the locker room, or like you like as part of the team unifying like portion of this.
Or even if she was, sorry, I cut you off there.
No, well, I'm just saying, like most people's cell phones shouldn't be visible at any point from when you walk into the rink until your job is done.
As soon as you show up for the game, your phone goes in your bag or in your pocket, and you
focus.
Lock it up and you get off your phone. Even if you're taking a selfie for Bauer or whomever in your jerseys, which is plausible, and you need to get onto the ice really fast and you still have your phone, hand it off to a coach or a trainer and say, hey, hang on to this.
Yeah, to me,
I don't know how it ends up on your person when you have your jersey on.
This is why I'm like, like I would never have full gear on and a phone in my hand,
no.
Even in like women's beer league, but like, that's why I'm like, this girl must skate with her phone on her more often than just this time.
And I saw a theory where she was listening to music during the pregame. No. Take your AirPods out. Take your headphones out. Listen to whatever's playing on the PA
the
system.
Team channel.
This is time for a hockey game. You don't need your cell phone.
See, yeah, that's kind of how I agree. Like, why? Even if she had, why would she have her phone out while she's getting her skates sharpened? Playing on her phone? Get real. Like, you're 10 minutes from the.
What do you mean you got to be on your phone at intermission?
Yeah, you got stuff to do. You should be like taking deep breaths or something.
Isn't she also like 22?
Yeah, she's in college. Like she's a current.
Like I also think that that's just a fully different generation of humans. Like,
but they would have been held to the same standards growing through youth hockey. Like,
I don't think so.
I mean, there's not a 16 or 18-year-old right now walking into a locker room like with their phone willy-nilly.
Oh, I think they do walk into the locker room with their phone willy-nilly. Yeah. But her age to me is not an excuse.
I'm not. I just think it's like way. Like I just don't think she meant to do it. I don't think she was on her phone.
I don't think people should take shots at her because she's a woman that had her phone. Because a man in the KHL had his phone pop out.
I was gonna say this just happened recently.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. And
so I don't think there shouldn't be any room for extra vitriol based on the fact that she's a woman. I think it's highly unprofessional to be competing in a game.
I never said anything about her being a woman. I just said I think it was an accident.
There was some scrutiny, like, okay, so this was going viral on the internet, and most people's like comment response was, "What? Women play hockey?"
Hilarious. That joke
so
doesn't
funny.
Suck at all.
Imagine this being the first time I ever found out that they have a hockey league for women.
Oh my gosh. Why don't you just come out and tell us that you are a lonely person?
I know, seriously, that's all I think when I see that. Like, how much time do you spend online?
You have nothing else going on. Wow, we've really covered every base over the last 5 minutes.
Except the secret guest at the WHAM development clinics.
The secret guest.
Oh, is it you?
No, that's the surprise.
Oh. The surprise.
Didn't we discuss this last week?
No, remember? We were like, oh, we're going to talk about it. It's going to have its own segment.
Yeah, we're like, just wait, everybody. Just wait till next effing week.
Yes.
When we
all right, well, fire away, WHAM enthusiasts.
Okay, well, on a serious note, if you want to learn to play hockey and you are a woman over 18 or identify as a woman, you can register currently for the WHAM, Women's Hockey Association of Minnesota 101 development clinics with yours truly, Coach Jossie. And I can take you from never playing hockey in your life or having some experience to being on a team in 5 weeks and include a barbecue.
A barbecue?
There's a barbecue.
Wow.
I know. It's not.
I didn't even know that when I signed
that's
up.
a special.
Will there be bologna at this barbecue?
Absolutely not.
What?
There might be hot dogs, though.
And I'm not going.
I am so excited.
I'll bring you a bologna sandwich.
I've always wanted to play, not like competitively, just like
to
know
learn
more
the basics.
about it.
So we will focus on like 4 key skill areas: basic skating, passing, shooting, and then we get you into some of the rules. We can provide some equipment for some people if that's a barrier for entry. Yeah. Registration's super cheap. We'll get you a jersey to wear while you're playing. And again, I'll introduce you to all of your new best friends and probably your new hockey roster for next year. And better yet, like the last 3 seasons, teams that came through the development clinic won the championship.
Whoop, whoop.
So, Kayla,
I'm about to be a winner.
Yeah, I've got a set of jerseys for the Polar
first
Tigers.
Time in my life.
If you decide to create a team, I have a whole set of jerseys for the Polar Tigers. So you could be the Polar Tigers.
The Polar Tigers.
They're reversible jerseys, black or white. So you have home and away in one jersey.
In one jersey.
Ooh, reversible jerseys. No, I love it. I'm only saying it sarcastically because we're officially in the thick of spring hockey and some of these bozo teams that show up with one jersey.
Oh, we only have black?
We only brought black. Well, why? Why did you only bring black?
We assumed you had two colors and one was lighter than black.
Well, we only brought one.
Because jerseys are $125, and they're probably going to show up late because the guy that made them is probably not going to get them to you in time.
Get a reversible one or carry a bag of pennies with you, coach.
Coaches aren't stepping up.
You're coaching a spring team. Make sure you've got a dark and a light.
They're not getting paid enough for that.
I don't care what they're getting paid. Have a dark and a light. Or get it reversible.
Or call me, and you can borrow my reversibles.
That is not an open invitation for just random dudes to call Jossie, by the way.
Also true. Also, you have to identify as a woman to be in the development clinics.
Okay. So I can't just show up and be like, what's up?
Right now, it's a little, the policy, USA Hockey and WHAM policy is a little unclear, but I would say no. However.
Well, I don't really want to play in WHAM, so.
Okay. So, you probably can't come to our development clinic as a player.
Can I just hang out and watch?
Yes,
Okay.
And also, if you are passionate about
Please
helping,
don't watch. It's going to be embarrassing for me.
It's not going to be embarrassing. You're going to be skating.
Camera crew's going to be there.
You're going to be
mic'd up the
no
whole
time
time.
flat, literally.
You're going to be mic'd up the whole time.
Man.
You know that,
I'm going
right?
to get you on your inside edges, outside edges.
I think that's a good idea. I think it'd be fun to mic me up.
Oh,
You're
you're getting mic'd up.
Oh, I'm not kidding. We're miking you
I
up, and
know.
somebody's going to be there with a camera, and we're going to hear you go, oh, crap, and you're going to fall
Oh,
down.
crap.
Oh, crap.
Oh, my gosh. And seriously, sometimes when tall people fall, it looks like a giraffe.
I already
Tall people
look. My
fall?
sister says I look like an awkward, like clumsy, like a baby giraffe that was just born and can barely walk.
There's
That's
going to
what my
be
sister
other
says I
tall,
look
there's
Yes.
going to be other Bambi giraffes out there, too.
Oh, she goes down.
Caitlin, you're going to be the best player in the team by the end. Next summer, you're going to do 101A.
You're going to be so good.
101A.
That's the advanced 101.
I am actually very athletic on things that don't involve skates on my feet. So
Knives on each-
that's the
double-sided
tough part.
knives. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to teach you about your edges. You're going to be a dancing ice queen.
Not a stumbling baby giraffe.
You're going to be ripping one-timers.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's my life goal.
Wait, do you think
Just
you're
a
going to be a
ripple
defender
one-timer.
or an off like a forward?
You're going to be a
in
goalie.
all the sports that I played growing up, I always was the goalie. Or
That's not an option. Did you register as a
No,
goalie?
no.
Okay, we do have goalie.
But I
Devaney
feel
is
like
coming.
a defender is like more my speed, you know?
Yeah, you kind of give me defender vibes for sure. Kind of Lee Steckline.
Yeah, I definitely give the least line vibe.
Yeah.
Doesn't she?
Professional athlete.
Well, I think you could probably take Lee one-on-one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be on a roster next year in the PWHL, so everyone look out.
Okay, if we could get two of us declaring for the draft.
Yes, even better.
We're for
even higher
sure going.
chances.
I hate to burst your bubble, too, but I don't know if you're going to be able to play WHAM.
Why?
Because YHH works all winter.
Oh my God, you're right. I did not make it. I made it to one WHAM game. All SSI.
I'm not being facetious.
I
There's-
full
also
price,
am
brand new
not
jerseys.
I fully trust your coaching abilities, but I don't fully trust that I will be
You
ready
think
to
you're not
play
ready
on
for
a
WHAM?
team.
You're.
So.
I guarantee you. Here's the thing. On the last night, on the barbecue night, it's a scrimmage.
Yep.
But we play it like a real game. I mean, we call it a scrimmage. We call it a scrimmage because it's not sanctioned by USA Hockey or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like the real deal.
We're going to
So
bring
there's gonna be
signs.
thousands
There's a
of
fog
people.
machine.
Yeah, thousands.
There's going to be a fog machine.
Yes.
The place is going to be packed.
Perfect. I hope everyone I know is there. so
And
they can
that's
watch
going to
me.
be the night where you're going to know if you're good enough to be on a team or not.
Yeah, and I guarantee you that will be far from the picture.
See, I think you're going to be better than you think you're going to be.
Just wait till you see how good you
guys
get.
know how well I can skate. Not well.
Do you know, though, this is my, I
Skating's
think this
easy.
is like my 5th summer running this clinic.
Yeah.
And every single summer, there are like 45 people that show up on night one who literally cannot stand up on skates.
Yeah.
And they create
by-
a hockey team in 5 weeks and win a championship.
We should make a movie on this.
This is what I'm talking about. This is why we got you.
We're gonna win the championship.
We're
It's gonna
getting
be like,
all the
these
women
people
in
are gonna-
town.
Are people gonna like lift me up on my shoulder?
Yes,
shoulders?
it's
gonna be, like,
amazing.
slow-mo chanting.
There's going to be a trophy.
Perfect.
I was just hoping to mic you up and watch you fall down a bunch.
Yeah.
But if
Nobody's
we're gonna make
falling
a movie,
down a bunch. Here's the thing. Nobody's doing things too over speed.
Kayla's gonna fall down a bunch.
No, the women don't fall down that much because they're not going over speed. It's not until I start getting tough on them in week 3.
And then Kayla can fall down.
And then
a
I
bunch.
can fall down a bunch.
Once you know how to stop.
That'll be video gold.
Well, again, if you guys want to know more information about how to register for WHAM development, whamhockey.org.
WHAM, WHAM, hockey.org. Should we just make WHAM a sponsor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the Legends League.
No, just WHAM.
No Legends.
Just WHAM. I think that covers just about everything over the past couple
we
of
had
weeks.
that much content?
Everybody, the last PWHL home game is on Sunday.
Sunday.
Fan Appreciation Night.
You have to go.
Okay, wait, you guys, Minnesota needs you.
Yes, we are 1 point away from being 4th, which means we could 2 points away because we can't tie them because they'd beat us in the tiebreaker.
Let's go, Frost.
Yeah,
Let's
the Frost
go,
need you. It's Fan Appreciation on Sunday. We'll be just coming off of another big Wild win. Flow right into. Oh, and bring your purple jerseys. I went to that Prince Wild night the other day. All our Wild fans could wear their purple Prince night jerseys to the Frost game on Sunday.
There you go.
Sick. Are we going?
Yes.
I will already be there. I'm taking photos.
You're the
at
only one
game.
who has said no. Like you have some busy Sunday afternoon.
I'll move something around.
Yeah, see if you can't talk to some people.
Around. Are we going in as paying customers or are we applying for credentials?
Wait, I haven't applied for any. Oh, I did apply for all credentials.
You probably still have it.
I have the credentials, so we could go in under credentials, but we could just be the 3 best friends that anyone could have.
But she's working.
I am working.
We better.
We're working-ish.
We better not go having a blast.
But we
while
can
she's
ask
working.
Joe to come.
Joe's coming.
I'm pretty sure that we could get credentials for anyone who wants one. I can't imagine the press box is that full.
Let's do the
Yeah,
press box.
not
but
with
let's
the press
bring,
box.
But
Yeah.
let's bring our mobile pod setup and then kind of like pod through it.
I don't think you can do that.
Yeah, I don't think that's legal.
Why?
Should we just bring our microphones and should we just stream the game from the press box and do a little play-by-play?
Yeah, you know, I don't feel comfortable
Stream
anymore
the
without
game.
my headphones
Live
and my
stream.
microphone.
Should we just Twitter live the game?
Yes.
Yes, fan appreciation.
I'll move something around.
We got you, horse girl.
Also, this is a true shout out to Horse Girl. We're not making fun of you. You are our biggest fan.
You're our biggest fan. You're the only person who
We
comments on our
like your
sick
comments.
YouTube videos. We love your. You know what? I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna like
Horse
the most
girl's
recent
like.
comment right now.
I hope that you actually listen to this and you're not a bot.
Oh
I-
my God!
I
One of
hope-
horse girls like her comment came so quickly. There's no way she heard
It
that
was like
episode.
a minute after, and I was like, "Oh no!" I
Horse
hope she's
girl,
not
if you're a
bot.
bot, I'm gonna be so mad.
I take back all the nays that I gave you.
All of the nays.
Hey, and if you guys want to get called out, all you
You
have to
should
do is
comment
just
on
comment.
pod because we appreciate it so much. Apparently, that we mentioned it 6 times.
We're so
Peter
desperate.
needs a lot of validation, you see.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
I had a-
he does. He needs more than just a like on
And
his message.
I had really supportive parents who set me up for zero success when it
I
comes
think
to
if Tony
validation.
sees high engagement, he's going to up our budget.
yeah,
High engagement, like one comment.
yeah. You guys can personally send us to Ottawa.
I think
you
you guys.
comment
I
a
think
lot.
our Twitter followers
Twitto.
Twitter followers actually have to like work hard not to engage on WOPO content. Like they will do anything not to engage
like
on
this.
WOPO content.
It's all of our followers are those people that say, "Oh, I didn't know girls hockey existed."
Tell me that the time you found out women's hockey existed right now.
I don't watch these games. Pee-wees could probably beat these.
Oh, do you want to know who usually beats the national team? All the 15Us.
We're giving you a thorn in this episode.
Oh, we should do more. You guys, we should spend more time on this pod complaining.
We should complain so much.
More than we already do.
Doesn't even feel like complaining. It feels like normal. Imagine if we tried to complain.
If we tried to complain, oh man,
This
This pod would double.
This mic would be
in length.
burning up.
I saw a bunch of stuff on my way here that pissed me off.
Oh my God, nonstop. My skates are so dull.
I just got mine sharpened. So I'm good.
All right, well, the good news is we'll save some content for the 22nd episode.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hey, there's no way around.